What's up?
What's going on, man? Yeah, this is the lobby area, man. Got your little refreshments, coffee. We're a little bare right now, but we had a busy day today, man. We keep Cokes and Mountain Dew, Mellow Yellows. And like I said, we were busy today. We keep refreshments, man, from time to time. We have people come in, you know, they hungry, man. They ain't had lunch yet, hadn't had breakfast. Keep some refreshments there for them. Sometimes they sugar's low, diabetes, they need a little bit. But, you know, like I said, I got 4 full-timers. We got an office here, office there. And this is where my girls work, our high school team, man. They sit back here and crank out calls. They're telemarketers, so they sit back there and make the magic happen. And then this is the break room area.
Nice.
Yeah, so printer, bathroom. So yeah, so it ain't MTV Cribs, but hey, it's mine.
Yeah, it's your boy Chad Rob. We back, baby. Episode 33. We are here at State Farm. I'm with a gentleman that is a real pillar in our community here in Maryville, Alcoa, Tennessee. He is one of the few. You're probably the only minority here in the East Tennessee area in the State Farm.
Yeah, there's a handful of us. You have Scotty Dyke, P.D. Wilson, Charles Hartzell, but I think those are that's about it.
Okay. So yeah, there's not many minorities in this area that are doing it. So I wanted to come to his office and you know, talk to him and kind of, you know, it may be some people out there that's thinking about getting into insurance or even starting their own business, and this is the right guy to ask because he started from nothing. I'll let him tell you all about it, but he started from nothing. Now he's developed into a successful business. He's a business owner now, and he's doing his own thing. So introduce yourself.
All right. And I also left off a couple of Ruby Miller and Stephanie Hill Smith. There are a handful of other brothers and sisters that are at least on the State Farm team. But you know, I'm Ray Hightower, and I'm a State Farm agent here in Blount County. I moved here about 4 years ago. Opened up my office, and like Chad said, it was a scratch opportunity. So we just kind of came here, no business. I was my first policy holder.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow.
So you know, it was a leap of faith, one which I had to get my wife on board with, but got here, man, and you know, the community for the most part received me with open arms, and it's just, since then it's been a great place to do business. We've been able to grow to just over 1,600 households.
Oh wow!
And you know, it's just kind of been a fun ride so far.
Nice. So when you said how you started, you was your first policy owner. So to people that may not understand kind of what that means, when you got in with State Farm, I guess did you take over? Was it, you know, how does that work? I guess is what I'm asking.
So there are two different types of opportunities that you can have with State Farm, and one is in which, you know, someone retires or they move on.
Gotcha.
You know, they may pass away or they may move on to, you know, another position, maybe with corporate. Okay. What a lot of people don't realize is that we are independent contractors. So I'm a 1099 business owner. So I don't work for State Farm. I partner with State Farm.
Okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, even though, you know, we kind of operate under the State Farm brand and umbrella, sometimes it's mistaken that that's State Farm, and it's really not. It's Ray Hightower's insurance agency.
Gotcha.
And so that's why I have that up there. It's the Hightower agency. It's not State Farm's agency.
Gotcha.
So one thing I like to get across to a lot of the public and people I get to come in contact with is, there's a big push in this community to do business with local business owners, and so what I always want to make a point to get across is I'm a local business owner. I invested my own money here. I employed people that live here. They pay their taxes here, and so I definitely want to draw that distinction between me and maybe the 1-800 number that a lot of people may use, the progressives and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Yeah, because just being outside looking in, when I see State Farm, I think corporation, whatever. So it's nice to know that you're a small business owner, I guess, if you want to put it that way, with selling a big brand product.
Yeah,
I guess kind of.
Yeah, you could almost think of it almost like it's a franchise opportunity.
Gotcha.
You get the support of the brand awareness. You see basketball games and stuff like that with State Farm. You get some help with advertising, but me and my wife, we had to put up the money to start this, and it's not an inexpensive business to get into.
I can imagine.
And you see a lot of people, they get into it, they got enough money to get into it, but they can't hang on long enough to start making any money. So
Right.
We've been fortunate enough and blessed, and to have and create and continue to develop a successful business here in the community.
Nice. So let's start from the beginning. Where are you from?
I'm originally from a little town called Lewisburg, Tennessee.
Lewisburg, Tennessee. Where is that? Is that?
No, I'm right smack dab in the middle of the state. I'm about 45 minutes south of Nashville.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if you run 65 straight down, you'll run right into my hometown. I graduated from there and moved up this way to go to school with Carson Newman.
Oh wow. So I was trying to do my homework, and I came across a photograph, and it said Ray Hightower, Mr. Football, and it tripped me out. So I was like, Ray Hightower, I know Ray Hightower, and so I kept looking at it, and I was like, that's Ray. So I immediately texted him like, man, you want Mr. Football? And he was like, man, where you, man? Talk to me about that. I guess is what I said, man. That's crazy.
Well, that was as you played high school ball.
Oh, yeah,
those were some of the best times in your life right there.
Yes, sir.
I played for a great program in Marshall County High School, and I was fortunate enough to play on some of those great teams and hold that leadership role. And play a pivotal role in some of the success that we experienced, and I was able to benefit from being singled out. But we had a squad, man.
For real?
Yeah.
Did y'all win the state championship?
No, man. We didn't. We we didn't, man. And that is a team that should have. But we went 12-1.
Okay.
And we played Jackson Southside, and we lost 7-6.
What?
Yeah, and that was the quarterfinals. But I always give people in East Tennessee a hard time about football. So Maryville and Alcoa don't hold it against me. I think things changed since I've been there. But we used to go west to play ball, and so our first 3 rounds were out of Memphis, and they were all 9-1.
Wow.
So I always give people up here a hard time. We had a harder road to get to the state championship than y'all do, but I know things have changed since then, and I love being in a football community like we are in right now.
Yeah. What position did you play?
I played running back.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I look like a lineman now, but
Nah, I think a linebacker. I think a linebacker. Yeah, that's what's up. So you graduate, you go to Carson Newman.
Yeah.
You play ball there?
Yep. Played ball there from 2001 to 2005. Again, played on some amazing teams. Played for Coach Spars, Mike Turner, and you know, I mean, we like I said, we've had a ton of success there at Carson Newman.
Yeah. So you get out of school, and then you get right into insurance, or?
No, so so when I got out of school, I had met my wife probably about a year and a half or so before I graduated, and so I hung around a little bit because of her. She was still in school.
Okay.
And so it became real clear that if I was going to be with her, I had to stay in East Tennessee. So
so she's from the area.
She's from Jefferson City.
Oh, gotcha.
So I got a job at Enterprise Rent a Car.
Wow. Okay.
And that was a great growth and development career. I spent about 7 years there, and you know the majority of it in management, about 6 years or so in management. And then you know, I mean that's a young man. I think that's a young man's job. You know, it's a lot of hours, good living, but it's a lot of hours. So I was looking for something to give me a little more flexibility to start building a family. So I got into pharma sales.
Oh, okay.
And I did that for about 4.5, 5 years, and just wasn't. On paper, the job is a perfect job. All the perks and all that.
It's amazing.
But it wasn't fulfilling at all for me.
Yeah.
You know, I was missing a piece of it.
Yeah.
So that's when I got to looking at an opportunities to own my own business, and not only own my own business, but to lead people and as well as help people.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's where the insurance came from.
That's what's up. So on the podcast, I like to talk about, because I like to promote I like to promote ownership and doing what you want to do and doing something you love and chasing like goals and dreams. So you say you start looking into owning your own business, and so what even gave you that kind of mindset to even think that it's even possible to do something like that?
Well, I'd say that I've always had the mindset, me personally, and it may have been something that was ingrained in me from my upbringing, but I've always had the mindset that whatever I wanted to do, I can make happen.
Gotcha.
And so at the point in which I kind of got tired of clocking in and clocking out for somebody else and kind of being told what to do, and which I follow direction well, but I feel like I'm a natural born leader.
Right.
And so I guess it was probably about 2 years into my pharma gig where I started thinking, I need to find something, first of all, that I can make a lot of money off of it, and not only make a good living, but to take care of my family. But the most important part of it was for me to get some fulfillment, and that was through helping people.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I was shooting hoops with another State Farm agent.
Okay.
And he got to tell me about what he does, and it sounded real cool. So, the rest has kind of been history.
Yeah.
He introduced me to some leadership, and that's it. So I never had a doubt in my mind that I could not run a successful business.
Gotcha. So confidence would be.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, I mean, it's confidence and having the ability to take risk.
Okay.
A coach always. I had a coach in my life that always would state that you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Nothing grows in a state of comfort.
Right.
So I knew that in order for me to grow my life and grow my family and grow personally and grow financially, you have to take risk, and that's uncomfortable. Yeah. And so that's why you have some people that start business, and that's why you have some people that want to but they choose not to.
Oh.
And it's just you're putting it on the line.
Yeah. And it's crazy because just starting this podcast, it's kind of like you talk about it, you think about it, And you always like, what if, but it all becomes a point to you just, are you going to bet on yourself?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And you're going to be uncomfortable, you're going to be tired, you're going to be this, you're going to be that. But at the end of the day, you get a lot more fulfillment out of knowing, hey, this is my business, this is what I do. And you getting to help people, and in my situation, I'm trying to help people as well. So that's really cool, man.
And I say that not like I did it. You know, I saw the opportunity and went for it. No, it was, you know, because there were other businesses that I had thought about. You know, I'd saved my money. I wanted to get into real estate investing.
So talk to me about that. So you had ideas on the table,
mm-hmm.
and you worked, and so you had a plan, obviously, because you
mm-hmm. saved
the money,
right?
So, and then you have these ideas on the table. So talk to me how you kind of went through that process. Or maybe let's start with the saving the money part. What made you just say, hey, forget it, I'm going to stack this money and, make something happen?
Well, so the saving part of it, I always thought I was a pretty good saver, but but my wife proved me wrong. So she's the saver of the family. So, I mean, we together, and that's the other thing, you know, you have a partner. You know, I could be ready to go. She ain't ready to go. You can't go without them.
Gotcha.
And so, you know, we sat around and we brainstorm and think about things that we want to invest in. I may be doing it, but it's a we thing.
Yeah.
And so, you know, she put the plan together. She's a big Dave. She's a big Dave Ramsey.
Oh, nice.
Buff. She comes from a life of accounting. So. And I have to accredit the saving part to her.
Okay.
And so she compliments me with that.
Well, it's like you said, partnership, partner, team.
Yeah.
Teamwork make the dream work.
But, you know, I mean, again, that's just, you know, that's just us as a unit doing the work. You know, a lot of people want things, but you got to do the work.
Yeah, that's what
doing the work's not pretty. You know, the result is pretty. It's you got to do the work. And so that would be... You know, that's what I live by. You got to do the work.
So what else did you have on the table? What other ideas were you thinking?
Well, I mean, real estate investing, and then, you know, me and a buddy of mine, we sat around and we would think about things. I mean, at one point we were talking about a pressure washing business.
Okay.
You know, we were talking about like a delivery service type. Okay. I mean, and really it's just, you know, I mean, we brainstorm and you know, really spitball a lot and try to figure out, you know, what we would enjoy doing and what would be a viable investment for us to jump into.
Man, like viable versus in fulfillment, you know, enjoyment, you know, because why would you invest all your money into something that you're going to be miserable doing, you know, forever. So yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. So how long you been a State Farm agent?
Well, I'm in my 4th year now.
4th year? Okay.
Yeah.
And so to somebody out there that may be looking for a career right now, what would you say is the biggest advantage to the insurance business? And not necessarily an agency, but just the insurance business in general.
Well, the biggest thing that I would say the biggest benefit to getting into something like this, if one does it right, whether you know you're a team member working for an agent or if you're the agent, I say one benefit to it is this is a sales. This is an industry. I would say this is an industry that. As long as you are doing your job and helping people, the money always comes.
Gotcha.
So I come from other backgrounds where the money was first. You were trying to figure out how you're gonna get that next sale, what you're gonna do, and here I can comfortably relax every day, knowing that I just need to find and help customers uncover. Gaps in their coverage, you know, help them realize problems before they become a problem, offer a solution, and I'm compensated for it. So I never start the year off or the month off saying I gotta make this much money. It's just if I come to work and do my job, which I enjoy doing, helping people, then the pay comes. So it's not a focus on the money, it's a focus on doing your job well.
That's deep. That means
Yeah.
a lot too.
Yeah. And it's a lot less pressure for me. You know, it's a lot less pressure, a lot less stress because I can lock the door at the end of the day and say that we did not miss the ball at all today.
Gotcha.
So, you know, this might be a slow month, but I know customers are taken care of, so that's the fulfillment. Or maybe a good month, everybody got taken care of, and, you know, it's a good payday. So, I mean, it's, you know, that's where I get it from. Every insurance agent is not the same, but that's what I like about it.
Right. So for small business owners, and this just business owners in general, people going through chasing their passions, talk to me about the what's the word I'm looking for? Like dealing with the downtime, like the start, the beginning, like not giving up, like how you push through. You know, maybe investing all this money and maybe not seeing the return you wanted, like the beginning. Take me through the beginning, because I know a lot of times, like especially I can speak for me with this podcast. You know, you post, and nobody even cares. Nobody watches it. Nobody clicks play. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
And then, so I can only imagine investing all this money into something, and then you seeing like not even. You just red. You know what I'm saying? So talk to me about how you deal with that kind of stuff.
I think it all comes down to grit. And grit is just the ability to do what others won't do longer. But I mean, it's about, you know, grit and doing what, you're doing the hard things and the uncomfortable things and, you know, the things that others won't do longer than anybody else in the industry will do, or any of your competition will do. It kind of goes back, you know, we lost Kobe recently, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
that, man.
but
that was rough.
Nobody saw until he died what he did every day to be great.
You said something there, man.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think his day started at 3 a.m. every morning.
Yeah, did he say something like he had to figure out a plan because you're getting up at 8, you missing a couple workouts.
Yeah.
Family and a couple workouts. So you
So I think he was squeezing 3 or 4 workouts in a day.
Yeah.
And that's what truly separates people. And, you know, if you're a small business owner, you know, you have to have that. You have to have grit, and you have to have that, you know, no-fail mentality. Like, I didn't have any other options.
Gotcha.
It's like, you know what they say, burn the boats, you know? You pull up, you burn the boats because there ain't no going back, you know? I mean, we come here to do a job, and that's what we're going to do. So, you know, I mean, you're going to have your ups and downs. I mean, it's going to happen, but it's about, you know, knowing your end goal and then developing small little incremental goals in between start and finish. So you can get that satisfaction. So you can get that win.
Gotcha.
You know.
Gotcha.
So the small little wins equal up to the success. You know. I mean, you don't score a touchdown without a first down or running that first yard.
Right.
So that's the way I look at it.
Yeah. No doubt. Man, so I know, especially with young people like ourselves and younger, we don't think about like generational wealth or passing anything down to kids, like assets and liabilities. You know, I mean, I remember being 21 and spending $300 on some shoes and a couple shirts, you know, just to wear it for once, and then you never wear it again. And so I know a lot of times, you know, let's say, you know, people pass away, and then they don't have anything to leave, you know, to their family. So now, not only did they have a hard time, now the family's starting with basically the same position they were in. So explain to me kind of how you feel about that, your opinion on stuff like that.
Well, I mean, I think that as Americans and in this society, we've lost that desire to preserve our name as well as elevate it.
I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, so I mean, I think about some of my friends I grew up with. You know, they started life with somebody handing them something, or a trust fund or something like that. And I used to think, wow, like he must have had a rich granddad or a rich aunt that really loved him.
Yeah, that's what I be thinking too.
And I mean, that could quite possibly be true, but the most underutilized tool is life insurance.
Wow. Okay.
Life insurance is a way to pass on legacy money to those that you love tax free. It's one of the only ways that you can pass tax free money. I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars to a loved one without the government getting involved in it.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah. And I mean, it can be as expensive or as inexpensive as you would want it to be.
Yeah.
But you have to, that's one thing that I'd say that every American today should take the time to call their insurance agent. Call me.
Yeah.
and just get a consultation done.
Yeah, no doubt.
On how they can do that and pass that legacy on. Because I think we kind of probably come from some similar background.
Yes, sir.
What we see today is we see every generation, they're starting back where their parents started.
Yeah, that's sad, man.
And so it always feels like you can't get ahead, especially in our community.
Yeah.
You can't get ahead. So, that is a way in which you could really give your family, friends, not family, your family, your kids, your grandkids, nephews, a real head start in life.
That's what's up.
And that could be all the difference in the world. So you pinching pennies to start a business is not an issue anymore.
Right.
Because you have
backup money.
You have backup money, and that so.
That's really cool. It's funny, you say that because I'm a big bodybuilding fan.
Yeah.
And Jay Cutler, I was watching one of his videos and he was talking about, well, no, he wasn't talking about it. A friend of his was talking to him about it, saying, "Hey, man, you still got that life insurance policy you signed up for when you turned 18." And apparently, I guess if you get it when you're younger, it's like this ridiculously low price or something a month. Yeah.
So the younger and health, if you get it when you're healthy and young,
okay,
it's significantly less than if you wait until you got into your 40s or 50s, and by then you have a higher risk of having other chronic issues like diabetes, heart issues, things like that would make it significantly more expensive.
Gotcha.
So the younger you are, you put yourself in a lot better place to be able to buy the same coverage that, say if you Jay, he bought it at age 18.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Significantly less premium that he will pay on a monthly basis than someone who bought it when they were 40.
Gotcha. But the return's the same?
Same return.
Wow.
So that's the impact. So we're actively talking to our customers about hey, this is another big point that I would get across, because a lot of people say, hey, well, I have this life insurance policy at work.
Yeah, okay.
But it belongs to your employer.
Talk to me about that. I did not know that.
Yeah. So there are some exceptions.
Yeah.
Like maybe 2 or 3%.
Yeah.
But in most cases, if that is a group benefit that your employer offers you. So, when you retire, if you get laid off, if you're between jobs, that coverage is no longer in effect for you.
Oh.
And so what I see on my side of the desk is we see people that retire, and all of a sudden they still have a mortgage, they still have a spouse to take care of, and then they're asking me to quote and give them a good deal on life insurance, and then in a lot of cases it's not financially feasible for them to purchase life insurance at that particular point in their life.
Wow.
Or they may be sick. They may have come down with some type of sickness between whenever they started working and retired. So that's why we're pretty proactive here in letting people know, hey, you need something that stands alone, that you own. Yeah. Get it before you're old. Get it before you're, there's any medical issues that pop up.
Right. Yeah, that's cool, because I was wondering why like that mattered. You know what I'm saying, when I was watching the video, but that dude was giving him a hard time because I guess the guy was older and he just got his. He's paying like almost, I think he said like quadruple what, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, like me, I mean, I have well over $1 million in coverage for my kids.
Wow.
And I think my wife, I pay maybe $70 for hers. Wow. For $1 million. Wow. And I think I'm maybe $80. Wow. And then there's some permanent issues, permanent policies, stuff like that would be more. But
yeah. Shoot, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. So if anybody's watching this, start young, get it now. Just go ahead and take that out and get it, man. Because I mean, I know I'm gonna be talking to them, but so no doubt. So to kind of switch it up a little bit, man. Everybody that come on the podcast, man, I gotta know it, man. Top 5 rappers of all time, man. and by top 5, I don't mean like popularity. It's not popularity contest. It's like when you was starting off and you was having them rough days and you gotta get pumped up to come in and push through. Who you putting in the deck or to the Bluetooth? You know what I mean? And I like them in order if you could. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, let's see. In order. I'm gonna go with the typical. Typical. I got Pop.
Okay. Yeah, I can dig that.
I got Big.
Okay.
I am a big Jeezy fan.
Me too, man.
Not now, but
no, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Big Jeezy, big Future, and probably it's probably a tie between T.I. and Drake.
Ooh, okay.
So I mean that's what I would listen to on a pretty regular basis.
Yeah. No doubt.
Just let it ride.
Yeah, no doubt. So, with all this stuff happening out here, man, this NCAA tournament being canceled, NBA being canceled, I think they even canceled NHL today as well.
Yeah, a lot of TAA stuff is being canceled.
Yeah, man. What's your opinion on all this, man? I don't know how to feel exactly about it.
Well, I think that we definitely have to be very smart about how we move around. I only really can speak to what we're doing here. We're making sure we're washing our hands and sanitizing stuff, and we're mobile here, so there's a good chance that we'll probably move to some working from home in the future. But as far as the clothes, I think that it's a smart move, man, because one thing I see on Facebook, is people, either side, one side knows everything and it's just the flu, and then one other side like the sky's falling.
Yeah.
And it really doesn't really seem like we're really getting straight talk from the media or from the federal government. We don't really know.
Yeah.
And so I think the chaos is a lot linked to that, is the fact that people don't really know. We don't have any good direction. So, our company, State Farm, they've taken some serious action. So I tend to follow behind what corporate's doing and the precautions they're taking. So and it lines up with what the sports and the entertainment industry is doing as well. So I think it's smart, and hopefully it'll blow over here.
Yeah, I hope so too, man. I've never, I don't remember something being this fast and quick, happening so fast and so. It feels like almost permanent.
Yeah,
a little bit. You know what I mean?
The thing is, from what I understand, we know the confirmed cases, but we don't know how many cases it really is. So I mean, it's like, you know, I mean, you don't know much at all, really. And so I, you know, that's what gives me pause in all this, is because, you know, we have our first confirmed case today in Knoxville. However, we don't know how many are actually in Knoxville, because there's, you know, we're not testing, and some people don't show symptoms. Some people do.
We don't know where they were. I
mean,
for all we know, they were in the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't know where they were.
So I'm personally just trying to live my life, but be smart about it. And really, I'm accountable to these people in this office. So I try to make sure I stay healthy, try to make sure they stay healthy. And so just taking a day at a time, man. Trying to figure it out.
Yeah. I can dig it. So with you know, if you could give a young kid some advice on, you know, they can't find their way, they're still living at home, they won't go to work because they feel like they're not making enough money, you know, they ain't paying enough, or they won't work on something that they can be working on at home, like let's say they are passionate about being a producer,
right?
And they won't even work to pay for stuff to do that. They just kind of, I guess, lazy is the word I'm looking for. Yeah. So if you could give somebody, you know, that feels like they're underpaid and lazy and don't want to do anything, you could give them some advice on, you know, how to kind of get over that and kind of attack something.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, you have to grind. You know, there's a simple equation that I live my life by. But that is talent times effort equals skill. So skill is a byproduct of talent or potential times how much effort you put into it. So then you have your skill that should be getting better all the time, and then you take that skill and you multiply it times effort.
Wow.
Now you have achievement. So you're achieving stuff in life. So, you know, you talked about, you know, the Mr. Football deal.
Yeah.
Dude, I was not the most athletic person. You know, whether it's due to laziness or whether it was due to trouble. You know, there are a lot of people that came before me that could have quite possibly put me in a situation where I may not have been playing till my senior year or whatever. But you know, it's a matter of grind. You have to know what you want and go after it, and don't let anything stop you from getting there. So, you know, whether it was back then or whether it's now in my business, you know, it's all about I will outwork you. I will outgrind you. So, you know, somehow we've lost that in our society, is the grind. It's simple, really. You know, if you want something, it really truly is simple to get it. You have to work for it.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
But you know, for whatever reason, we're in a society and a time of day, and I see it every all the time. I'm trying to hire people. You know, people want stuff given to them, and it just simply doesn't work like that. I think some people are trying to work it to the point to where we are giving you something, but you know, I mean, you have to work or you will be like everyone else. If you want to separate yourself, you have to be uncommon.
Wow, that's crazy you say that too, because I caught myself dealing with it, man. You know, you complaining, I hate this, I hate that, and then one day I was like, well, funny story, man. I tell the story all the time. I did my first bodybuilding show. I got on stage in my drawers, and I just did the show, and I got my butt kicked. Mm-hmm. And something about that kind of sparked something like, you know what? If I can do that, if I fail at anything else, it don't really matter. It don't do you. But I gotta give effort. Gotta put effort and energy and time and focus and work hard towards something.
Yeah.
So, you know, start with your passions and then work towards something else that makes a lot of money, or the amount of money you're trying to make, or whatever the situation may be. So
Yes, I mean, I've you know, when it comes to, I would be lying if I sat here and I said, you know, negative thoughts didn't go through my mind. You know, negative thoughts like, hey, I want to quit.
Yeah.
You know, this is too hard. Why am I doing this? Whatever. Whenever you really change, this is Rayisms here.
That's what I want.
This is not.
Yeah, Rayisms. Yeah.
But when you really change your life is when you're able to identify what, you know, Coach Sparks used to talk about stinking thinking. So when you're able to identify the stinking thinking and immediately redirect. I have stinking thinking every single day.
Yeah, me too.
However, you know, I've been able to train myself not to stay there, but to redirect. So when you redirect, you put yourself on that path, and eventually, you know, you train your brain not to think like that as much.
Yeah, that's deep.
You know, we're our worst enemy. You know, who talks to us the most? We do.
Yeah, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's a recipe for life.
Yeah. It's crazy how much sports and life coincide.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I really I try to keep my daughters active in sports and team sports, because playing sports as a kid, it taught me so much about like wins and losses. So, you know, you're gonna have good days, you're gonna have bad days. You wanna be the star quarterback, guess what you're gonna have to do this summer or in the spring or whenever. You're gonna have to bust your butt, you're gonna have to go out, throw balls, you're gonna have to practice after practice, you're gonna have to do this. Same thing with work. Hey, you don't like your job, guess what you're gonna have to do? You're gonna have to go to school or work harder to do whatever you want to do. You're gonna have to do them both for X amount of days to get your goal. So it's just crazy to me. Like, they don't really, some coaches sound like you had a good coach that kind of,
hey man, I've been blessed in my life, man. I've had great coaches from Pee Wee on up, and you know, I've had some that, you know, many would think he didn't have all his marbles, but he could.
That gospel.
But he could coach, and he could develop you mentally to be tough.
And that's the biggest thing, because in life, like you said, we spend our day talking to ourselves. I'm beating myself up, you know, all day. Oh, I ain't. But if you're mentally tough, you like you said, you just redirect it. Man, what am I talking about, man? Let's get it done. So then when you throwing, or someone else throwing stuff at me, just fall right off, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, that's why you mentioned your daughters in sports and stuff, man. I mean, so you know I'm involved in.
Yeah, I was gonna talk to you about that. So let's pivot, nice pivot.
Well, I'm involved in Parks and Recs, and I never thought that I would be involved in coaching my kids or anybody else's little kids.
Right.
But man, there's a good chance that I may coach Parks and Rec even once my kids aren't there, because I can see a little bit of what I got from my coaches. I can see that impact, you know, on those kids through me to some degree, you know. Just, you know, discipline and the will to win, you know, winning and losing the right way.
Right.
You know, and I think that's something that, you know, everybody won't get to play middle school.
Yeah.
Everybody won't get to, I mean, as you go up, fewer opportunities for those kids to play. So I think it's very important at this age, our kids' age, for them to be involved in however many sports that you can handle as a parent. Put them in it, because they're gonna learn something about themselves. They may not be all that talented.
Yeah.
But they're gonna learn stuff about themselves that is gonna carry them through their life.
Yeah.
So I mean I love little kids in sports, man.
Yeah, man, it's dope, man, because it's I'll tell my daughter something a million times. You should have did this, you should have did that. Coach get out there, tell her the same thing, it's done that quick. So it's just crazy how much of an impact coaching them kids. Like you're their role models.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's cool. So what else do you do here in the community to kind of, help out and be a pillar, a guide, and a shining light?
Well, I mean, I have a thing for kids, man. I like helping adults, and we do our donations and sponsoring and stuff like that. But I really like kids. So, every school year, as our business grows, it goes back to investing in local business. As we get more ability to fund, outreach, we do, and a lot of it, about 85% of it is targeted towards kids. But probably the biggest thing that we do every year is we'll sponsor one classroom out of all the elementary schools in the area. And so my goal is, and I said everyone, but we're doing 4 right now. But my goal is to have multiple classrooms in all the elementary schools. And so one thing that we do, and me and my office manager Katie, we're the ones that are doing the most of it. But we bring supplies because teachers. Yeah. A lot of times they have to dig in their own pockets to get supplies. Yeah. So what we do is we reach out to them and ask them what they need, and we purchase that for their classrooms.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so we don't just drop the supplies off and be done with it. We're constantly emailing and checking in on them, and we go visit and see programs and projects that they're doing. Nice. So we went to Sam Houston Wednesday, and they were putting on a wax museum. So my class that I sponsored, they were putting on and they look forward to me coming in there, Mr. Hightower, show me. And so I mean, it's a really cool experience. So as the business grows, I'd like to see us doing more classes in all the elementary schools. Yeah. So and that's one thing, but I'm involved in Leadership Blunt, and we do some things with that, and just whatever I can do and whatever I can afford.
That's the main thing. No doubt. So how many you have on your staff here?
Currently I have 4 full-time. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I have 4 full-time, and then I have 2 high school kids that come in.
Nice. So how does that work? Is that like an internship type deal, or is it?
No, it's just a part-time job for them.
Oh wow.
And so, they're more of a telemarketing deal. So they do a lot of the grunt work that the office don't necessarily.
But they learning the business though young. Yeah.
So
that's awesome.
They do a really, really good job for us here. So fortunate enough to have some high school kids that come in and do some good work for you.
Man, I wish when I was in high school I could have became and worked in a business like this and saw that early. Yeah. And be like, look, man, I see Ray killing it, man. He doing his thing, man. I may want to do this for a living. Because when I was young, I never. So, I went to the Hardee's and got a job, you know what I mean? Or
I pushed buggies at Kroger's.
Yeah. There was nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, it would have been cool to actually be like, wow, I'm in somebody that's doing something different than, flipping burgers or eating the burgers, what I was doing out there. So.
Yeah, they do a tremendous job. So.
Nice. So, like I said, I don't want to hold y'all all night, but if somebody was coming into your business and they were looking for, a policy, and what kind of separates State Farm from every other agency out here, or not State Farm, Ray Hightower? What separates you if they, because they may be looking for some sort of policy or insurance or something. So.
Well, first of all, and you said it right at first. I mean, State Farm. So we have the best products in the industry. Not always the cheapest,
Cheapest ain't always.
Cheapest
I
ain't
learned, I
all.
learned something with that so many times. Cheap does not always do it.
But we have a good product first of all, which gives us confidence whenever we're speaking with a customer. But you know, then you drill down to, all right, so now you have multiple State Farm agencies or just multiple insurance agencies in general. What separates us, and what I'd say is just the overall comprehensive approach that we take to taking care of you. So, you know, if you came in for your car insurance, you know, you may like it, you may not, but we want to know more about you. We want to know more about what your goals are and what you have at risk. Because a lot of times people just say, "I just need to get my car insurance," but
that's what I would do if I
But they have a lot more needs that need to be addressed, and you know, we have people come in and speak with me, speak with Josh, speak with Jake, Katie, and you know, they have those wow moments like, whoa, like you just blow their mind. You know, the emoji when their head blows. Yeah, because you know, you're really being a consultant for them.
Gotcha.
In an industry now where, you know, it's all really become commoditized and it's just all about who can save you $1.
Yeah, man. I don't think like, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I don't think if I rate my car, I'll give you an example. My wife works with a lady, and she's just brand new car.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody steals the car, tows it, but they get the car back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Her I don't know who she has, but they didn't pay her car off. They didn't pay her insurance. She still had to make the payment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So in my mind, somebody dropped the ball. You know, because she don't know what she needs to cover this, but whoever helped her did. You know what I mean? So
yes, I mean whenever we sell something, and I don't even like saying sell. Whenever you buy something, because what we're doing is we're educating you enough that you be like, it's no longer me telling you need it. You're telling me you want it.
Yeah.
Whenever you buy something from here, you know, we're not selling policies. We're selling promises. It's a promise to pay. That's what the insurance policy is supposed to be about. It's a promise to pay. You doing everything right, you paying your premiums, we're gonna pay you.
Wow. Okay.
And so, you know, that's the good thing. So, you know, what separates us from everybody else is like we truly are watching your back in all spectrum of the business.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's.
We create problems for us to solve.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing, but we help you think about all the things that you don't want to think about.
And that's what I guess that's what I was asking, because that ladies, they obviously didn't even think, hey, you get this brand new car.
Yeah.
What if someone steals it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So that's us.
That's nice, man. That's nice. So tell them where they can find you at if they was you know up and saw this and want to sign up today or look at kind of your policies or look for some car insurance or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, if you're interested in talking about anything, whether it's just a comparison, a quote, you want to know more about life insurance, or whatever, you can. We're in Alcoa, right here across the street from the library, right beside the Papa John's. And you can reach us at 865-983-1801. And, we'd be happy to take care of whatever needs, answer any questions that you may have.
That's what's up. And I vouch for him. The reason why I do this podcast, and I know we had talked about it a few times in passing and at the gym and at the kids' basketball game, but the reason why I do this is to try to inspire people to, just make something of themselves, and I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, be what you want to be. Do what you want to do. So this man, if he helps you, I vouch, it's going to be great service. You're going to get, the best solution for your problem or problem you may not have that you can get. So, I'm honored that you were on the podcast, man. I really appreciate it because I just feel like the youth, man, need to see young men like yourself, that's doing it out here, being a pillar for the community, running his own business, a family man, and taking care of his family, coaching kids, donating around the community, just all types of good things. And I know a lot of times, especially as black men, we're stereotyped as these just, I don't even want to say the word, but we're just stereotyped, and it's not always like that. Just certain people like certain things, but at the end of the day, chase your passions, chase your dreams, get as much money as you can. Ain't nothing wrong with that either, and have a good time. But yeah, if you got anything you want to leave them with,
yeah, man. Hey, I you know what? I'm impressed with your podcast, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
And your heart for, again, you're doing something that's fulfilling to you. You got a message you're trying to get out, and you're doing an awesome job being the conduit to get my message to people and other leaders in the community's message out. So, man, just keep doing what you're doing, man.
Man, I appreciate that. That. But on that note, man, this is the #iAMWHOiAM podcast. Now, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to the channel if you're on YouTube. But if you're watching this on Apple Podcasts, leave me 5 stars, or not watching it, listening to it on Apple Podcasts. Leave me 5 stars. But if you have negative comments, they're welcome too. But after you leave the 5 stars, proceed to the comment section and be as negative you need to be. And I'll look at it and I'll address it. Same thing with YouTube. Thumbs up. If you have something negative to say, go ahead and type it in there, and I'll look at it, and I'll work on it to fix it. No problem. But we're growing, so 5 stars, thumbs up, negative in the comments. And as always, I'll be back. Yeah.